Hey, solo trip tonight. Tony is going to be dealing with the top 40 of NRBQ tonight. So this is an interesting band to do this on. If any of you followed the Q, from their early days, Louisville, Florida, from their, day with Fergie playing guitar down to all through the Big Al stage and Johnny Spampanato and onto the current band with Casey and the crew. It's a nice. It's just a nice band. It's a nice thing that they've had going. It was a while. Everybody knows the history uh, of this band. If you don't, look to my other video here when I'm speaking about my favorite records of NRBQ. It's a band that's really had a lot of different phases and really consequently a lot of different sounds. They had they really were more of a I guess a blues based thing to start with. I mean, you had a little bit of the country, the Kentucky slop song. You had a little bit of the country thing happening, but this kind of traces it through, and I really like the band. I really like the changes that they've been through, and I like the current band too. I mean, I've been out to see Scott Ligon, of course, as a guitar player. Been with him for a long time, and their new drummer's great. So if you ever get a chance to see NRBQ, see them. So when I'm putting together this 40, I'm thinking, do I live or whatever? Because live, they got like a Grateful Dead thing going. I mean, you go live to see them live, you have no freaking clue what you're going to see. I've seen them so many times, and they almost every time it's a completely different set list. I mean, you're going to get your da na 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 na. You're going to get to ride in my car, and a couple of the big ones, maybe get rhythm. Some of the things that people come to appreciate to start up, with the big shows in the Northeast. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube. Lupo's is one of the best ones I can think of, but there's so many good. My Father's Place. I mean, they played so many great shows. Long Island, New England, great band live. I mean, that's it. When you go see them live, you don't know what's going to happen, and that's what makes them so great. But anyway, let me go down this top 40. I know a 40's a lot, but I love the band. So what am I going to say? I have to have a cutoff point, and 25 was too few. So for me, number 40, from probably to my ears, one of their there's a lot of covers on it. One of their lesser efforts to me. That's in my band. See You Soon, the last song on it. There's a great video of them recording that too. You can see that on there. Number 39, I am going to go with Scott Ligon's Animal Life off of I Like Animals. It's just a beautiful song off Keep This Love Going. One of the best ones. For 38, let's go to the Yellow album, the Yellow NRBQ album. I remember seeing a great show up at the Bowery Ballroom with the Shags, believe it or not, Holy Modal Rounders and NRBQ. They got to pick their own band. So, and Tommy actually played drums for the Shags that night. But I'm talking about CM Pups. I know it's weird. People think it's a weird song. Every time I play it in the car, I annoy the family, especially with that high voice. Them ain't no pups. It's great, man. Number 37, the great representative from the children's album, You're Nice People You Are, Encyclopedia. They have class. And I also like the band song with Tommy's there and he directs the band. They do all that. That's fun. Number 36, this is a non-musical number, and the only one I'm probably going to pick off Lou and the Q. Tara is out there with the raccoon. The raccoon done moved the groove. Tara on the keyboard. Oh, it's just so stupid. I don't know why I like it. It's on my list. Terry and the Raccoon, number 36. You're going to find some other weird stuff on this, too. Number 35, one of those songs I told you're going to hear. Probably, I can guarantee you're going to hear. Me and the Boys. Most nights, you're going to hear that. It's just interesting. You know what's so cool about those stops and starts, even though they're not really on. You go see them live, man. I mean, they were just razor sharp on those things. They come, boom. Joey and Tommy would just knock that stuff right down. Number 34 from Dragnet, one of their new records, and actually was from the Bowery Ballroom show from 1991, was it? You can't change people. I love it. You can't change people. I used to da na 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 na. I thought it was beautiful, especially the version on the St. Anne's Ballroom. Listen to that. Brooklyn, New York, 1991, two or three, sometime in the early 90s. But this song was languishing around for that long, and then it finally made its appearance on Dragnet. Scott and Casey probably said, "Come on, let's get this thing. This is a great one." Number 33, one of the ones from the fun period towards the end. Terry got a muffin and it buttered it down. I've seen so many great versions of this. I remember one down at my favorite version was that we ever saw that where everybody was like doing the butter motion and spreading it out, spreading the jelly out. Everybody in the audience is going like that with their hand. It was great. Down at Rehoboth Beach at Dogfish Grill. I think I told you guys this and the other thing, but my friend and I had gone on vacation. I needed a break from work really bad, and we're right on the beach to go over to Rehoboth Beach, and we see all these people with NRBQ shirts. Oh, they're playing tonight. They are. Well, you knew where I was going then. There's no doubt. I had my friend get his first experience that night, and he got a taste of it, and he loves it too. For number 32, I'm going to pick the litmus tester guitar players after Fergie was gone. The first person to play down, 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 Fat Foot Floozy, baby. That's Fergie's thing, man. And you know, I think I told you guys, I think I probably showed you when we had the video. I don't know if I did or not, but you know, I bought a copy of that record with Outer Space Boogie on it off of a Discogs. And here it was somebody who was Fergie's neighbor, and he wrote me a nice note that he actually got it from Fergie and that he missed him and stuff. And, you know, since then there's been that Fergie tribute record that he had out on the solo record that he had out on Clang. Buy that from the NRBQ.com website, please. It's a great one too. Number 31, the Boogie Woogie masterpiece. Come here, baby. Look here. You and me's about to get down. Come on. That's right. I put it right. Yeah, come on. Anyway, want you to feel good too. Terry would sing it. I've been so many nights where that was and you know, every night in NRBQ, there's some place in the show. And it could be Travel to Spaceways. It could be different things. But there's some place where Terry has, at least one place where Terry has an extended solo. And that's what I live for, man. That's what I go to the show for. I go to see Terry do his thing. And I mean, I physically reacted from the output. This guy, man, I love him to death. He's one of my favorite people in all of music, and I just love his image. I love his style. I love his attitude. Yeah, he's a jokester. Yeah, he doesn't take it seriously, but he's not trying to be what he's not, man. And I love exactly what he is, man. That's a great one. Number 30, let's go to Joey and the Joey vocal masterpiece. If I Don't Have You from Wild Wild Weekend. This really became like a kind of a staple, kind of a Joey feature a lot during the kind of his vocal feature during kind of the latter portions of the band, even up to like 2000, 2004 when they stopped. For number 29, let's go silly. Let's go back to Kama Sutra with Wacky Tobacco. It made me feel so weird. Anyway, I've seen some great versions of this with some out-of-tune, crazy oscillating on that synthesizer, Terry, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Number 28, the Impeccable Ballad. One of my best friends in D.C. at the time, George Mansuranis, it was his song at his wedding. Let me say things to that I couldn't believe they went out on the dance floor and that was their song. It was wild. I mean, he never saw NRBQ with me. I don't think he did. Maybe he did. I don't remember the time. I miss George. I haven't seen George in a while there. He and Mary Beth living up near Olney. I hope they're all doing well, man. 27. Another stop on the kids' record and the magnanimous Spider creeping on my windowsill. Spider, Strider. Just beautiful, beautiful. Song and you know Johnny and Joey, it's just gorgeous. There's something about the whole tenor of that record and the way Terry's got the funny sound on the piano and such. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Chorus 26, I told you, at any show, and you're going to see da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, the impeccable riding in my car on tap. Which is the one it was on? I don't remember. I think it was on Grooves in Orbit, but then before it had been on Yankee Stadium, and some reason there's some versions they took it right off there, and I never really understood why that was. Maybe there's an explanation for it, but yeah, the early versions of Yankee Stadium had it on, and it was just perfect ending to it. And the next thing you know, it's done. Shake, rattle, and roll, or whatever ended that. I think it ended one side. Number 25, Queen Talk. I mean, God, how can you? I mean, that's one of the best. That's a rarity, and when you get to see something like that live, that's really great. Uh, one of my favorites, 24. 24. Let's stop at one of the brass tacks. Let's talk at one of the new records, and I'm talking about Greetings from Delaware, the song about the person that spends above their cash limit. And I wondered when that came out, if that was done in the reminiscence one about the Rehoboth Beach show I was telling you about. Of course, that was with the other band. That was kind of the end of Q. I think it was about 2004. Not too long after that, I think Terry had his bout with cancer, and they shut down. 23, an off call from Grooves in Orbit that's not talked about much. Roll Call. Are you here? I love that song. Where he goes through the people, da 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 da. I just love it. I think there's something about the melody of that, and are you here? Da 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 da. I just love it. Number 22, I consider it a classic. It was certainly on Peekaboo, the great one. When it rains at the drive-in. That's a great one, man. That's a real good one, man. This number 21. I'm talking about the song that I know they pulled out for my kids that were at the show that were on the edge of the thing at the Auto Bar in Baltimore. I'm talking about Advice for Teenagers from Message for the Message. And that's a record that really deserves a vinyl release. That's a strong record. It was the last Big Al record. I think they need to work out, Omnivore needs to work their way through everything. I want to see those live ones in Japan. There's one of those, You Gotta Be Loose, that one with Johnny. Johnny was on fire there. There was a series of shows that I had. I used to collect it, and I know they don't like it. They don't like it, but if but the records are not enough, and seeing it not enough. What are you going to do? You're going to go get the live recordings. I'm not selling them. I'm not. They're not making any money. I'm not paying anybody. We're trading them. About you like the Grateful Dead, you trade these things. And there were some shows in Florida. One of those years that Johnny was just on fire. It sounded like a different guitar player. I don't know if he was pissed off for some reason or whatever, but I mean, he went wild. And I think that was about the time that they started doing that thing at Wild Weekend when he would rush the solo, they'd speed the tempo up, and it was just crazy. I mean, they had so many weird things they were tight on. They're such a great band. Gotta miss them. Gotta love them. Love the old band. I like the new band too. I got to get back out to see them. It's been a few years. I need to get back out again. Number 20. I keep going back to You Nice People You Are, but I'm talking about it reminds me of Ringo singing Good Night, Sleep Tight on the end of the White Album. I'm talking about Sleep, but I think it's better. I think his song is better. Be so healing. And the way that you can hear the sleep through the night. Sleep is sleep tight. Oh my God, man. My kids, I'm starting to tear up a little bit here with this, but my kids grew up with that record, man. That was they love that record. My kids adored that record. And that's one that there's no sense. That should be on vinyl too. That's one of their greatest records. I know it's a children's record, but it's a great record. The Brattleboro and everything else. Come on, man. You gotta get that one out. And while I'm saying, come on, man, why don't you come on, everybody, and we'll do an Eddie Cochran cover here off the early record, and just Frank Gadler and vocals, just a real spirited version. Number 18, probably the best Christmas song ever. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's a time we played this. I played this at the we used to have a performance hall here in town. I played this I played that for Christmas show. I played that. I played Merry Christmas, War's Over. I played cool Christmas songs every year though. For a while, it was funny when I wasn't playing out live. My kids were in 4-H, my kids were different things, but there'd always be some reason that, they had me trudge my guitar out around Christmas time, go caroling and go playing with people. And, I never really once, I think turned me against Christmas music. If you work retail and they just rub your nose in these modern pop stars, butchering chestnuts roasting. By the time you're done, you want to just explode. You don't want to hear that stuff. And I just don't. Feliz Navidad, yeah, everybody liked that. But this one was the one that I played. Not everybody knew when you couldn't Christmas Carol that. I mean, you could have if some people would have known it, but Little Saint Nick too. That was the other one. That was the other cool one. Okay, number 17. I'm kind of cheating because I'm talking about a live record. Da, 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 da. Jump man, jump man. And when you talk about the live songs, all these little jazzy ditties and these things they did around, God Bless Us All and the stuff of that. What an energetic band, man. That was just a fantastic. And you never knew when you were going to get that though, but that's fantastic. Now let's go to number 16, a song they recorded more than once, I think. That's all right. Ding, 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 ding. That's all right. Don't ever come here again. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I love it, man. You say this is the end. I love it, man. And while we're at it, let's kind of wallow in the same bathwater here with You Can't Hide Behind Your Makeup. You gotta let your perfection show. That's one that Joey sang early on. You got an early version of that, then you got the later one when they had that Terry Gets a Clap. I love it, man. And I'm kind of in the same mood with, well, I hate to see you with a girl like that. That's my number 14, man. When you think about writing a song, who the hell could think about making a song, a boogie, a fun song when you're consoling your friend about the hardest thing to do? Never, what do they say? Never question a man about his taste in women, or never question a thing about his religion. Well, sometimes you get tired of seeing your friends in this situation. You get tired of seeing, but it's a good way of saying, buddy, you deserve better. And you say that from a girl's perspective. I hate to see you with a guy like that. Well, he drags your laundry through the dirt, never washes your shirt. I know there's a little bit of, I don't know if you want to call it chauvinistic, you want to call it misogynist. I don't think so. I think it's an older way of just showing love, man. I mean, it's everybody has different versions of it, and they're just referring to an older one that people did to. Knowing and talking to these guys and hearing their vibe of that, I guarantee you there's not a misogynistic bone in anybody's body. So when you hear that, you hear some of the stuff on the Big Al. Some of those songs with Big Al were kind of a little bit more on, but some of them, but they always had tongue in cheek, and they always had to go with a little pinch of salt. Number 13. One of the rarities that I love, man, because I love the clavy, baby. Smackaroo, baby. Love it, man. Baby, don't you hear me call? It's really intricate, great song. Great song. Often forgotten song. Smackaroo, number 13. Don't hear it enough. No, I don't remember the new bands played. They've probably played it. But I missed out on it. Number 12, the great and underrated from Dummy, Call of the Wild. I've been naked, howling at the moon. I love it, man. I think it's great. Dun, 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 dun. Do you? I think it's a great pop song. I think they're fabulous. Number 11, let's go to the Three Stooges. And the music goes round and round. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people know that the song originated from there, but it did. And one of Al's showstoppers, and just, well, push the other valve down and the music go round and round. You know. Yeah. Listen to the jazz come out. Just, it's songs like these and the warmth and the love of songs like this that NRBQ realizes. And this is the songs that radiate, man. And if you're not down with it, that's cool. There's the door, man. But everybody else that's there, that it's a love fest, man. And that's one of the great songs that radiates it without saying it, without any lyrics to it. Music goes around and around. It's a song about love, man. It's not about me. It's about music, but music is love. Number 10, I'm going to get weird on your guys' asses now, man. And I think there was a long extended version of this, but I used to drive my family and everybody else crazy with this. But when this came out, this is probably my favorite thing on Dummy. I guess it's on the do the primal thing, diddly dang, diddly. Because it's almost like we travel the spaceways. It's wide open. That version with Scott and Casey and that bunch is wide open. I mean, it may have been before Casey time. I don't know, but wide open versions. And I loved it, man. Give your phone a fling, diddly dang, form a giant ring, diddly. I used to, when my kids were there, I used to play. I figured they could understand that song. But I used to do form a giant ring, and then the kids knew whenever I'd say form a giant ring, like Daddy put their hands together, as a ring. I loved it, man. I saw it live a couple times, man. It was great. It's just crazy. They can make a song out of that, man. That's why I love these guys. I adore these guys. They're fantastic. Number 9, one of the ain't it all right? One of the showstoppers, man. You always put this in either the penultimate or towards the end when the show's revving up, man. When the show's revving up, ain't it all right? Yeah. Ba-doom-da-doom-doom-doom-doom, it all right. That's calling Doctor with the. I can't even say. I'm singing it myself, and it's making me want to get up here and move. All right, number 8. Number 8 is a redo, and I had the original tapes to prove that back in the 70s. Take Me to Your Secret, which showed up again on the yellow record, on the NRBQ yellow record. I told you about the show I saw at Bowery Ballroom. Take Me to Your Secret. I saw a warm-up of that at the 8x10 in Baltimore. I hadn't heard that in a long time, but they were running through that. I could tell it's one of the first. But instrumentally, there was no vocals in it yet. So I know that the band with Johnny, before they recorded this, had done an instrumental version of it within the year before. And that was one of the shows that, I got a tape of from Baltimore that was fantastic. Sorry, guys. I know you don't like people getting tape. Number 7. Number 7, my God. I mean, I think I told you about this. I was in Alexandria at the old bar there that the band had played in many, many times. And everybody's smoking. And I'll never forget, I was at the Birchmere, the old Birchmere, and I'm sitting there with my friend Ariel from DC, a great friend of mine, great musician, still playing to this day, just off the chart great, and professionals, been playing his whole life, and I've got a lot of admiration for the dude. He and I were sitting there at the show, and all of a sudden Terry, with this everybody smoking thing, and I think you saw the Penn and Teller thing when he's got the little bells from the the little things that you have at a hotel desk or something, or the post office, something to get the person to come forward. He had a bunch of those. Everybody Smoking is so bizarre. What a weird song with that that bass of and Terry, and the way that the converging ding ding ding, the converging chords on the bridge. They want to be like you. I love it, man. But anyway, in this show at the Birchmere, literally, I don't know why, but Terry, like, I was sitting in a chair in the front. He admitted that the chair was off the front feet of it. I mean, he knocked us back. He was singing like so in our face about this, not just my face, but and he kind of moved down the line like that. And he was just so physical and confrontational. It kind of made me a fan for forever. I mean, he didn't beat me up, but it was almost punk rock. He came out just laying it out, man. Maybe that was their punk rock statement. I don't know, but that was long before the recording of it. That was a long time before that. But Anyway, I loved it. Number 6. What can I do to do? Probably one of the best ballads ever. How Can I Make You Love Me? I just think it's the best. Some of Joey's songs and his voice is just so calming, and the whole vibe that they set. The great thing about NRBQ, and then their records, and I know their records aren't like PJ, but the great thing about NRBQ, both on record and live, they know when to stop. They know when the spectrum of notes has hit its maximum and hit its maximum for communication. They don't get involved in things that are clogged up a lot. They just don't. I mean, he can play the monk clusters and he can play those chords and they have those things. But that's not where they're coming from, man. They're coming from a communication thing. And they say, well, they play simple music and they play this. Well, that's not really true. I mean, they play simple music, but they're the execution of it is execution on a different level. So I love it, and I like that. And number 5 is one of my favorite too that you hear every once in a while. It feels nice, feels so nice. It feels good. I love it. I think it's just another radiating positive song, talking about the positivity of being around somebody, and you can't help it when you're with the people in the NRBQ spirit. It spreads. It spreads. Kind of like what the Grateful Dead had, but it's not drug induced. I didn't say that's terrible. Oh, I like it. Okay. Number 4. I'm gonna really go to stretching it as far as I can stretch it. Now, there's a lot of cover songs that I could pick. There are a lot of great things I could pick, but there's nothing that sends the jolt up my butt more than, shouldn't say up my butt, jolt up through me, up through the bottom of me to my head to when I think about my love, Daddy gonna tell you no lies. Early song by Sun Ra, believe it or not, an obscure single by Sun Ra turns out to be, well, if you listen to me, I went down to the record shop without a worry on my mind. 'Cause when I saw you at the record shop, I think it's the dancing for another little liar. I love that line. Anyway, Sun Ra, man. Sun Ra in the most pop triplet, dun, 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 dun. I'm not even triplet, like the one, dun, 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 eighth note patterning just song. It's great. Daddy's gonna tell you no lie. La, 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 la. I think it's great. Okay, number 3. I sing too much in this, but I love this music. I'm sorry I sung so much in this episode. I promise you I won't do it again. Number 3, let's go to my favorite opener ever. Do you feel it? With the bass. Oh my God. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Down and down. It's very simple, man. It's very simple, like C7. Beautiful stuff. It's just gorgeous. It's so good. That Big Al riff as it modulates. I just think it's great. Do you feel it? It's just here we come, man. Kind of like the monks. Here we come. Do you feel it's kind of I guess you could say Here Comes Terry's kind of that way too, but it's kind of okay, we're coming. Let's send the circular vibes out now and because by the time it's done and they resolve that da na 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 ba na 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 bum. Oh, great stuff live. All right, number 2, we're gonna go all the way back to la 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 la. And the new band plays the early stuff so well. I'm talking about Stay With Me. The magnificent Stay With Me from the first NRBQ record. That is my number 2. And that is a classic and a beautiful thing to define NRBQ, which nobody else could do. But there only is number 1. There only is one number 1 for me. And that's because it's a shot straight through my heart. I think I told you guys about this when we talked about the countdown. Little Floater. A song that purports to be about an automobile, much in the way of Neil Young's "Long May You Run" or an old Beach Boys song. But he's not fooling anybody, man. The song's about music. The song's about his vehicle is music, man. And if you don't know that and you haven't felt that, think about that for a second and then listen to the song again. My baby, go faster, zoom, zoom, zoom. I love you, my sweet thing. I'm in love with an automobile and I know it's in love with me. When I get behind the wheel, I know what it is to be free. That's, man, that's pretty deep shit, man. It's pretty deep for no matter where you're coming from. He's not talking about a car, man. He's talking about his love for music. He's talking about he thanks God for at the wonderment at the end of his fingers and his talent. And then when it goes to that chord at the end, I can't think of a time I've ever seen it that I've been dry-eyed. Ever. It's my favorite. It says it all, man. It says about a lifetime dedication to the muse, lifetime dedication to music, and a love for people and a love for life, man. And that's what I love about NRBQ, buddy. So these are my top 40. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you can. If you want to subscribe to this station, please do. If you like this type of music, please leave your list below. You might not have 40, but you got some favorites here. You maybe have some comments on mine. I know I have some of the obvious, but I have some weirdo selections too. And that's okay because that's me. But and it might be different tomorrow. I mean, hell, I'd go out and see the new band, and they play 15 or 16 songs. They wouldn't play any of these, and I'd be thrilled as pie because this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as I'm concerned. NRBQ, criminally underrated band. I don't care. You want to call them a bar band, you want to call them, I call them a great band. That's what I call them. And that's my favorite top 40. We'll catch you guys next time with something fun. And again, this is around the holidays. Happy holidays to everybody. And we wish the best for you and everybody in 2025. Thanks.